Hey there guys, this is Pharaoh2091 and welcome back to Let's Play Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Dual Destinies. It's been a little while since I played this game because he also had an update video. Started work and it was hard for me to actually get into LPing again. And I have more stuff happening in my life too, so it's like everything got turned upside down. But it's all good. So, like, right now I'm just trying to record when I can, and, well, last time I left off, we saw the, huge transformation of Professor Means, and now he's gonna explain, how he was helping him with those statues and whatnot, and we're gonna try to prove that he was there at the time of the murder. No. Oh, and I gotta let you guys, let you know, is I probably can't do the same energy as I was doing for him, because, you know, I gotta record late now, and people are trying to sleep, or people are doing whatever, so, you know, just gotta keep down. Now, pay attention! Robin took over half the day to complete one statue. I, however, finished most of the other statues between 7 and 8:30 p.m. The defendant, Juniper, saw the two statues with her own eyes at 8:30 p.m. Completing a statue so quickly meant I could not leave the stage for 1 single second! How could I possibly have the time to go to our room and commit murder? Well then, okay. You're saying the defendant saw the finished statues? Precisely. She said so herself at the detention center yesterday. Her defense team was there and heard her say so too. Don't try to deny it now. I believe, did she say that? No, I can't remember. And it was well after the last bell ring. I'd say maybe around 8:30. She saw both state statues were finished. Okay, yeah, okay, well, can't deny it. Oh, right. The professor was there when that matter came up. Before I address the professor's charges, I have a question for Robin. How hard would it be to complete a statue like that in 1.5 hours? It would probably take me at least twice as long. So, personally, I think it would be incredibly difficult to finish in that short amount of time. Gah, that didn't exactly help our case. But he won't get off that easy. He's bound to stumble over his own slippery means. Get it? Means? Haha! Alright. Well, it's time to do another cross-examination. Well, it's his first cross-examination. Now, I really don't know if we have any type of evidence to present to him. So they know, like, it took a while. Yep. She said so. It meant he could not leave the stage for a single second. So, I don't know, I mean, if we're gonna accuse him, that means he must have left at some point, so let's press on this. Why were you in such a hurry? In a legal world, your bodies are capital. The early bird gets the worm. That's why I get to bed at 9 p.m. each and every night. And that's why I was working as fast as I could. I didn't want to miss my bedtime. Okay. Well, ready to see that I never left the stage? Oh, jeez, what the hell am I gonna do? Well, Miss Sykes, do you accept the witness's claim? Oh, man, I just don't have proof to kind of contradict what he said. Oh, crap. I guess I'll accept it. I really hope this doesn't screw me over. I've tried everything, but I still can't prove anything. I guess I secede. Oh, man, did I just give up? I couldn't hear you. Say it louder this time. Ugh. I secede that Professor Means never left the stage. That hurt my throat. I was doing that weird. That's right. But what took you so long? I was there at the stage the entire time. I couldn't possibly have committed that crime. I'm not gonna give up here. I'm afraid I have to side the witness, Miss Sykes. But unless you have any further objections, I have to put this issue to rest. Good job, Athena. I was gonna call her Cynthia, and I'm like, wait a minute, that ain't right. Not yet. The defense still has an objection. Athena, you thought of something? Well, as I said, not yet. Oh, so it's time for legal smoke and mirrors, huh? That's what we're best known for! Not yet, Athena. It's not yet time to quit. It's at times like these when it seems like there's no way out that you have to... Yeah, I have to turn the case upside down. How about a turnabout? Alright. Instead of focusing on whether Professor Means could have gone to the art room, I should focus on how he could commit murder without going there. It seems our young lady has a real bona fide idea. I must use any means possible to distract her. See if she can think while I cast these stones. Yeah, who brought the bird to school? How many pieces of chocolate does he have with him? Jeez. Sugs Dodo, if I hear one word of your usual jibber-jabber, I shall have your head. The murder occurred in the art room, yet the witness was on the stage. How do you propose to fill the vast gap between these two key facts? If I accept the premise that the professor was on the stage the entire time, the only other answer that we got is that we got something else wrong. Wait, that's it! Every last one of us made a huge mistake. We were totally wrong about the... Well, let's see, we were wrong about the suspect, the murder weapon, or the crime scene. Well, considering we had those two facts between if he never left the stage, and we can't prove it that he did, and how he could have possibly committed it at the art room, I think the big mistake we have here is the actual scene itself. If Professor Means is on the stage the entire time, then he must be the killer. Ridiculous! The defense has become utterly incoherent. No, it's just the murder wasn't committed where we thought it was. Continue, Sykes Dono. Okay, the murder was actually committed here. And I gotta show it. Well, the thing is, if we're saying that he didn't leave the stage at all, but we're still accusing him, then that means the only other place that could be is the actual stage. How exactly, I don't know. I'm just kind of going at this little by little. The greatest riddle of this case has been how the body was moved from the art room. But if the murder occurred on the stage, that means the body was never moved at all. Oh boy, what is he gonna write now? The murder occurred in the art room, I guess. Yep. Silly girl! When the body was found, there wasn't a drop of blood on the stage floor. Surely there would have been some blood if that's where the murder was committed. There wasn't any blood on the stage? Really? But there was something on stage at the time of the murder that's now bloodstained. And, you know what I forgot to do was actually look at my evidence before I starting this before starting this episode. So, I mean, this has blood on it. What else? Oh, the banner? So it's either this or the... You know, I think the banner would actually make more sense because this is a large banner that was hung between... Oh, I'll buy a wire between the stage and our room or trace amount of blood was found on it. Did we not figure out whose blood it was? Didn't we assume it was Professor Court? Well, let's try this. It's true. There were no bloodstains on the stage floor. But there was something on the stage that did have a bloodstain. And that would be this school banner. No blood would have gotten on the floor. This were under the victim when she was killed. Oh my! Well, that's quite a compelling theory. Silence. Oh boy. What is it now? My theory makes perfect sense. That was a pathetic attempt. You must put every inch of your body into your attacks. The autopsy states the cause of death was loss of blood. Yet only a trace amount was found upon that banner. Where did the rest go? Blood getting on there when the body was moved by wire. Makes more sense than not. Very good, Simon. Tell me, what's your first choice of higher education? I'll write you the ultimate in recommendation letters. You're all but guaranteed to get in.
Objection!
Actually, defense has something to explain that. As well. You do? If there was only a trace amount of blood on the school banner, then there must have been something else the killer used to soak up the blood. All I have to do is figure out what. This is what soaked up most of the victim's blood. Well, the only thing I can think of is... Well, ooh. It would be another banner, right? This one burned up. The black. We don't know what the hell happened to the black one. It just ended up being burned up. And we have the other banner that has some blood on it. So let's say that she was killed on the black one, and it was burned to conceal any evidence. Why? It looks like there's some other piece of fabric on top of the school banner. It's the Gavineers, yeah, Gavin, it's the Gavineers banner that had been specifically made for the school concert. Since it's on top of the school banner, the blood will have hit it first. It could have easily absorbed most of the blood, like a what? Dishcloth. I was like, what the hell? I was like, what is that word? Because I stopped at D-I-S. I'm like, what the hell's a hot cloth? I'm an idiot. So, like a dishcloth. And only a small amount would have soaked through to the school banner below. So, it makes total sense for the school banner to only have a little blood on it. So, the banner absorbed the blood like a dishcloth. There's that word again. Yes, that would explain it. The Gavineer's banner was like a dishcloth? Surely it was at least towel quality. Oh man! Pharaoh can't say dishcloth properly. Simon! Don't just stand there! Do something!
Silence!
Psych Stono, you are learning to wield a blade quite well. But how will you respond when I come slashing at you like this? The remnant of a large bloodstain was detected in the art room. But why would there be blood there if the murder occurred at the stage as you claim?
Objection!
The bloodstain in the art room was faked. How? I'll tell you how. All that was needed was something that could transport the blood upstairs. And that something was a piece of evidence we just finished discussing. The killer used this to bring the victim's blood up to the art room. Ooh, oh man. And I'm assuming... Uh-oh. Sorry about that. And we have... Well, we do have the black banner, but it's all up in burnt fragments. And I think this would explain, like, he carried the blood up there, and maybe that's why there was blood on that pottery as well. To think you stoop so low as to present mere garbage to this court. It's only garbage because someone tried to destroy it by tossing it in the incinerator. That someone was most likely the killer seeking to get rid of the crucial evidence. The killer used the wire to bring the blood-soaked Gavineer's banner to the art room. Then, the blood was wiped onto the floor to complete the ruse. It makes perfect sense. God! God! Oof! Well, no, that guy must have a headache. Order! Order! This is quite a development. To think the body was never actually moved. Hold it right there! The body must have been moved. How else do you explain the loud crash you heard during the mock trial? If it wasn't caused by the body crashing into the statues, then what was it? I hadn't thought of that. If that loud crash wasn't the body hitting the statues, then what was it indeed? The knot in the school banner shows that something was carried along the wire in it. So, if that's true, I know what I have to find. Something that was in the art room before the murder and then on the stage after. The object that was set down the wire to crash into the statues was, well, just like she said, you gotta pick the item that was in the art room before, but then later ended up being on the stage. And the thing that was there was the art room, the Lady Justice piece, because, well, it says here, it was found broken on stage. She made a completely different looking statue the day before the mock trial, and we saw it in which photo was it? This one? I think right there. So, there you go. So it's Lady Justice.
Take that!
God! That statue! Yes, I believe it was this statue that broke the other two, not Professor Quart's body. The unique statue you see on the right, that's the pure white Lady Justice from earlier. Professor Quart accidentally broke it while she was polishing it the day before the mock trial. But she used her own unique artistic sense and technique to repair it, as you see here. Nobody would have guessed that it was originally Lady Justice.
Silence.
Perhaps you were onto something. But why, pray tell, would anyone move that scrap heap relic in such a tedious manner? Excellent question, Simon. Keep them coming. You know why? But the fact that you won't acknowledge it shows how twisted you are. Lady Justice was moved during the mock trial. During that time, Professor Means was fabricating an alibi with his pre-recorded speech. If we consider the facts, then Lady Justice was moved in order to, and we have here to hide the body, point us to the body, and interrupt the mock trial. Well, let's see here. We can consider facts out. Lady Justice was moved in order to, and honestly, well, what happened when we heard that crash? We went to go investigate, and we found the body. So I believe it was to go ahead and just point us to the body. Professor Means used his pre-recorded speech to fake an alibi during the mock trial. He wanted to make it look like he couldn't possibly have moved the body. Moving Lady Justice was his way of pointing us to the body and cementing his alibi. God! Oh, that's quite a persuasive argument. For a while there, I thought you weren't taking the trial seriously. Well done! Okay, you gotta love the judge. Well, yeah, there we go. Oh, of course. Things can never be this easy. You should never underestimate me. You should never have underestimated me, Athena Sykes. That wasn't past tense. Screw it. Professor Means always means what he says and says what he means by all means. Fine then. Say it already. I'm waiting. He's not gonna say, he's gonna write it down. The murder occurred the night before, but the body wasn't found until the next day. Countless students passed the stage until they met. Okay, hold on, I gotta calm down here. Countless students passed the stage until they met in the lecture hall for the mock trial. There we go, the body... Wait, what? Would absolutely be found. So, answer me this. Why didn't anyone see the body this entire time? That can be explained by, The victim was murdered on the stage and left there. The body would inevitably have been discovered. And of course, there was nowhere to hide the body upon that stage. Oh, well, this is not good, Athena. Our claim is this close to being beaten to a pulp. I know, but we've come so far. Consider yourself schooled. I couldn't have possibly killed anyone. You got schooled, yo. The killer's none other than Juniper Woods. It always has been and always will be. Oh, just wait a minute. Oh, can she figure it out? Poor Juniper. She must seriously regret having asked you to defend her. Oh. And to add insult to injury, you nearly had Hugh convicted for murder. Surely you haven't forgotten that little fiasco. Oh! This guy sucks. Wait, Athena Sykes attorney's badge is just for... Oh, poo! BS! Not only did you fail to defend your client, you also raised false charges against her friend. You have no right to call yourself a lawyer. That's just not right. What a bastard. Ah! Jeez, I would scream, but I really can't. Oh. Poor Athena. If this trial proceeds in the same manner and ends in the same way as the mock trial, Would you not lose everything you've worked so hard to gain? I'll have to make sure that doesn't happen. Don't tell me I failed once again. Failed to save someone near and dear to me. I've worked so hard to become a lawyer, and even studied psychology. Has it all been for naught? Am I just doomed to relive that all over again? What's that? Oh, yeah. Oh, she's making that face again in the very first episode. Athena! What's wrong? Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Relax, Athena. Breathe. This is kind of freaking me out. Like, what happened? It's not working. Everything's going dark. After all I've done. Is this how it ends? Forgive me, Junie. I couldn't protect you like I said I would. Robin! You leave Athena alone, man! She's the one who saved me! And a girly face. It was because of Athena I could stop hiding and start living my life as a girl again. And she saved the friendship between Hugh, Juniper, and I. I think you're an awesome lawyer, Athena. One of the best. But I raised false charges against Hugh. And that's not all. I've done some seriously unforgivable things. What's the big deal? False charges are nothing to be scared of. And I'm not even mad at you. I should really be thanking you. You used legitimate means to expose my wrongdoings and give me a chance to re-examine what's important. But what does it matter if I can't save Juniper? I mean, the whole reason I've come so far is... It's not over yet, Athena. Even now, at this very moment, I still believe in you. Junie. I know you better than most people, Athena. And I know you'd never surrender to the dark age of the law like the professor did. Thank you, Junie. But I feel like I can barely breathe. I don't know what to do.
Silence.
Stop your bleeding this instant. You look like an utter fool. Rescue Blackwell? There is one who awaits you, is there not? And that is the reason you have studied so very hard. Are you prepared to give up on all you have worked for thus far? It would not do to have you disappoint you-know-who. Who's he talking about? You're wasting your time. You have nothing on me. No evidence or anything else to establish my guilt. You are helpless before the might of lawyers, for whom the end justifies the means.
Objection!
Don't worry, Athena. You're doing fine. The truth will always win against people like him. But, Apollo, what am I supposed to do now? Listen, all you have to do is take a deep breath and look back over the entire case. If there's truth to be found, and there always is, you're sure to find it. Now, let me see you smile. Remember what Mr. Wright said? The worst of times are when lawyers have to force their biggest smiles. You can do it. You can do it. You have all these people behind you. Thanks, everyone. You don't have to worry about me now. The worst of times are when lawyers have to force their biggest smiles. Athena Sykes is psyched and ready to rock. Prepare for your utter defeat. boy! Alright. I was gonna end up right here, but I think because we're so close to the end, because of this whole mind blast thing, or brain blast, from Jimmy Neutron, as I like to call it, I think we're super close, so I'm just gonna go ahead and keep us all in. So, a long episode. Professor Court wasn't killed in the art room. She was killed right where her body was found. We know because there wasn't any time to move the body there from somewhere else. That means the body had to have been hidden somewhere on stage until it was found. Let's think along these lines and see where it takes us. First up, when did Professor Means remove the body from his hiding place? Let's see. What was he doing right before the body was discovered? He was using the span of time that his fake alibi created to move the body to where it would be more easily spotted. Therefore, the only time Professor Means could have removed the body from its hiding place is... And honestly, I think that would have been, well, during a trial, wouldn't it? Yeah, during a trial. Because he had a pre-recorded speech going on. The body was moved during a mock trial. It was during a mock trial, specifically... Was he during a speech or when Junie wasn't there? During a speech. The body was moved during a speech. Professor Means moved the body into an easily seen location during his long pre-recorded speech. The professor also moved something to the stage that wasn't there before. Specifically, and that would have been the Lady Justice statue, which would have been the White statue. The White Lady Justice was also moved. During the mock trial, Professor Means wrapped the White Lady Justice in the school banner and sent it zipping down to the stage of a crash, killing two birds with one stone. He drew attention to the body and made it look like the murder occurred in the art room. But was there anywhere to hide a body in that stage? It doesn't seem likely. No, there had to be some place. Wait a second. How about something that should have been finished but was only mostly done? Something was used to cover the body up, but it didn't draw undue attention because it looked like it belonged there on stage. In that way, no one would suspect there was a body hidden inside. What was already on the stage and capable of concealing a body? And... well, I would say it was one of the statues, but which one... Oh, crap. Which one was mostly finished? They finished the Gavin one, right? Oh, or was it the other way around? I think it was the right one. Hold on a minute. The one that wasn't completely finished. I think it's the right one. The body was hidden by Wright's statue. Oh, okay, there you go. Oh, I know! That the Mr. Wright statue was never actually finished. The body was wrapped under some cloth to hide what was really inside, cleverly disguising it as the boss's statue. Well then. Didn't really think of that. Alright. Miss Newman gave up on the Wright statue, yet Professor Means finished it in a single night. Well, yes, what an impressive feat that was.
Objection!
No, his so-called work of art deserves none of our praise. That's because it was only a facade to hide his real work. The murder of Professor Court. Come again? I'm afraid I don't follow. He hid the body by making it look like the statue of Mr. Wright. With a body wrapped under a piece of cloth, it looked just like a statue. What? I second that, what? Are you gonna say it too? Now this is getting interesting. No! This is getting preposterous! How would such a thing even be possible? Objection. We'll never know until we try. Uh-oh. I think I know where this is going. Okay, Apollo, time to turn me into a reasonable likeness of Mr. Wright. What? What is going on here? They're just looking at her like, I'm gonna pose like a statue, like so. And now I want you to wrap me up in a cloth so I look like a statue. I hate to ask the obvious, but where am I supposed to get this magical cloth? Come on. Oh, Mama, I'm afraid that isn't the right color, Mr. Justice. Well, given how sudden the request was, it's kind of the best I could do, Your Honor. Please tell me. They use the judge's thing, don't they? Alright, I think that about does it. What the hell? Okay, never mind. Well, what do you think, everyone? Do I look like just like a statue of Mr. Wright, or what? Oh, looks like some random person to me.
Weren't the statues a pair of busts?
Phoenix Wright? Wait a minute, that's a woman.
Phoenix Wright has a spiky hair on the back of his head.
Oh, forget the hair. The statue's head is way bigger than your average person's anyway. You gotta hand it to me for trying anyway. Wait, that's it! The hands! Oh, they were bound. Her arms were raised over the head and there were dark bruises around her wrists. Yeah, the professor was probably tied up with something. The marks on her wrist indicated that she'd been tied up. Apollo, tie me up in a new pose. Oh, wait. You're not into this kind of thing, are you? What? No! Besides, it was your idea. Just tell me how to tie your hands already. Professor Court's wrists are tied together, and I can't help but think that's related. How should I arrange myself to match the shape I want, given her hands were tied? Well, we got an objection pose, which he was kind of already doing. Behind the back, behind my head. Well, they were raised above the head, so I'll just put behind my head. Apollo, tie both of my hands behind my head. See? This makes it possible to fake the spikes on the back of Mr. Wright's head. Well, yeah, it does. Well, sure, but then what about the statue's arm? With both arms behind your head, you can't exactly complete the pose. Yeah, it would be awful hard to make the objection pose like this. I can't help thinking you've forgotten something, Athena. Something on a body that you don't have right now. What did the victim's body have that I don't? Well, let's take a look at the body, I guess. Isn't there a photo of the body? Or maybe not? Or would it be an autopsy report? How's that blood due to stab wounds inside the body? Marks in the well, how did we find a body? It was on the ground, wrists, like, kind of like up, arrow protruding from the chest. If it's by the chest, we can make it look like it's sticking out. Looks like an arm. Oh, right! There was an arrow sticking out of her side. Okay, Paulo, take that and plunge it into my side. Were you crazy? Fine, then go get some duct tape. Rapido, Schneal. Oh wait, that was Athena. All right. I don't need to know other languages. No bossing when I hear it. Oh no, he killed Athena. The fatal arrow to the side. Spiky hair created from two hands. A masterpiece in the making. Now cover me up with that cloth. But remember to make that arrow stand out, okay? And let's see how it's gonna look like. After he puts it all together.
Mommy, the arm's too short. Shh, remember your indoor voice, dear.
What the hell? Nobody's buying it. The arrow's nowhere near long enough. But what else could you use for an arm? Still, you won't give up, eh? I must commend you, if only for your spirit and determination. Well, of course she's not giving up. After all she's put me through, she owes me an explanation. And when that makes sense. Oh crap, that's a big chunk right there. Now, disappoint me again, and the penalty will be doubly painful. Yikes! Guess I get it right this time. Think, Athena. Think. Professor Court was murdered when she stopped by the stage to see Professor Means. If it wasn't premeditated, then he must have used something close at hand in his little ruse. Apollo, show me those stage setup photos again. Like that? Right now? Okay, hold on. Please, 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 please be in this photo. It just has to be. The arm on the Mr. Wright statue is really this right here. Okay, so we need something in this photo is long enough to be an arm. And the only thing I see is a staff. I would assume so anyway. Got it! I know what to use for an arm on the statue of Mr. Wright. This is absurd! There's no such thing in this photo. Don't play dumb with me, Professor. It's the staff you have right there. Staff! This is the spear of a great legal warrior. Whatever, just hurry up and lend it to me. The length is perfect. Mr. Wright couldn't possibly object to such an awesome arm. Okay, go for it, Apollo. Sure, I'll give your arm a hand. Cloth and binding coming right up. He'll give your arm a hand. Haha! Alright. Oh man, I gotta edit a lot for this episode. Oh man, it's gonna be another long one, but whatever. Objection! Yeah, it was actually because she was in a muffled. No, never mind. I think they all see it now.
It's Phoenix Wright! Look, it's that famous lawyer!
Well, that's definitely him. I don't not pose anywhere. We did it! Didn't we? Well, am I not the spitting image of the legendary Phoenix Wright? The man who will bring us out of these dark ages and into the era of brilliant golden light. Golden light? All I see before me is the pink specter of a man. That's just because Mr. Wright likes his statue. He's positively tickled pink. Get it, Apollo? He's tickled pink. Blah, that joke deserves a pink slip. You both need to be slapped. It seems the gallery is quite impressed at the defense's sharp thinking. And the witness? Bah! The resemblance is nothing more than a coincidence. Not so fast there, Buster. Unfortunately for you, I can prove my theory to be more than mere coincidence. To prove that his spirit was thrust into the victim, all I have to do is... And let's see here. We can examine a spear for prints. See if it's a staff or a spear. That's just stupid. Test a spear for blood. Yeah, that would be good. We had assumed the victim's jagged wound came from the arrow being forcibly shoved in. But if the wound was from the spear instead, then we should be able to detect traces of the victim's blood on it. God! God! Draw, brief recess, if you will. By any means possible. What if I get rid of my spear? Wait, what if I burn it? Is he seriously saying this out loud? What's wrong for non-guilty verdict? If I do that, I'll be found innocent. Yes, I'm innocent, I tell you. Surely you don't expect us to take lectures from you now. Now, I asked you in the gallery. Help me decide a professor's fate. Bathroom? What? Come on. Come on now, come on. I don't know what the I don't want to write it. No! What is he trying to write? Oh, he's trying to write guilty. Come on. Oh, wow. Oh, that was actually really good. I like that. Wow. Alright. I know some people were telling me like they couldn't wait to see my reaction for that. I thought he was gonna blow up or something, but that was actually quite hilarious. Prosecutor Blackwell, what has become of our witness, Aristotle Means? As Sykes Jonas suspected, blood was detected on his staff. He has admitted to his heinous crime. All of it. He shall join us in a clink tomorrow. His teaching skills can be put to good use there. Great! He'll teach felons at the end just by his means. So much for rehabilitation.
Can I ask what the professor's motive was?
I could barely make out a word he said on account of his shattered teeth.
One of Blackwell's fellow inmates was once a surgeon. Why not a former dentist, too?
I eventually had him put pen to paper. It turns out Professor Means was the one taking bribes. Okay, that makes sense. The victim had suspected him after a report from the class snitch. That led her to question him at length the day of the killing. Right there on that stage. The result? The heinous crime that was brought before this court. The fool, like Newman, had come to know of the script's contents via the victim's note. It seems he came up with a plan to stab the victim with her own awl, in order to make the killing look like the one in the script and thus frame the defendant.
But that scrap of paper with Hugh's name had the same mark as Professor Court's planner.
Yes, about that. Those planners are bestowed upon all students graduating at the top of their class.
Really? So then...
Indeed. Once upon a time, Professor Means was also awarded the same notebook. The handwriting is being analyzed now, but like as not, that scrap of paper belonged to him. This, too, was evidence of the bribery scheme that the victim had obtained. Know that Constance Court was clean, and that only Aristotle Means took the bribes. To think a professor would murder a colleague, then try to pin it on a student. If this is the dark age of the law, then we can only hope that a brighter future awaits. And the first step is to hand down our verdict for a promising young lady. This court finds the defendant Juniper Woods... Come on. Not guilty. Woohoo! Confetti in the courtroom! Whew, boy. That was a good case. But I will admit, almost from the very beginning, that Aristotle guy, or the Professor Means, looked very guilty. And I'll go into it later on. I wish you all the best on your road to becoming a courtroom judge. We will need your young people like you, if we ever hope to restore the law to its former glory.
Yes, Your Honor. I'll work as hard as I can. Maybe one day I'll be able to work with all of you to make a difference.
Proudly serve Professor Court's memory. Do not let her death be in vain.
That's the last thing I expect to hear from him today.
Court is adjourned. Boop. But yeah, because, knowing this game, I thought, it wanted us to believe it was Means at the very beginning, but I'm like, nah, it's too easy. But then it kind of tricked us into thinking, it really was him all this time. I just need a motive. And it just seemed kind of simple to me, because it's there were two polar opposites of professors. One wanted the truth, and the other was by any means necessary. I think some clash would have happened regardless. And, well, look what happened.
Thank you, Athena. I really mean it. It was nothing, really. I can take the biggest tangled mess of a case and unravel it just like that.
I don't know. You looked pretty wound up there at the end. Literally and figuratively.
You look pretty hungry for a knuckle sandwich, Buster. I wanted to thank you too, Apollo.
Don't mention it.
The way you were always there for Athena when she was in a bind, and the detectives at the detention center, while your smile gave me hope when there was none. It was like the warm rays of the sun shining down on peaceful woodlands.
Oh boy.
I think you're an absolutely amazing person.
Oh, thanks, Juniper. That means a lot to me. But I still have lots of work to do. I can't wait until we see you on the judge's bench.
I promise you I'll get there someday. That's why until that day, I'll...
Yo, what?
Guys, I got big news! I mean, this is huge! Oh, am I interrupting something? No, it's okay. I think. So what's the big news? The school festival! It was supposed to have been canceled after what happened, but...
We just got a call. In memory of Professor Constance Court, who worked so hard to make it happen, the festival is being extended one extra day until tomorrow.
Really? All right!
Let's all go to the festival!
We've got a special treat for all of you. A love letter for Themis Legal Academy. Achtung, baby. It's time for the Guitar Serenade.
I would have suspected Gavin's voice actor would have had an actual accent, not like what I'm doing, basically giving like a regular guy accent with German just put in there, you know, like Achtung, baby. Whatever. I'm still gonna go with my slight accent there.
Wow, that was so much fun! School festivals are amazing! Teehee. I think you and Robin are getting a little carried away. Ah, your singing voice, Juniper! It could melt my H-E-A-R-T!
Heart. Mr. Wright, thank you for that training seminar. Just remember, the objection post is all about attitude. Oh, and congrats on your mock trial win. Although, Robin had you for a while there.
I did, didn't I? But I'm just glad we're back to how we used to be, thanks to Athena. And you know what? I think I'll stick with becoming a prosecutor after all. I'm gonna make up my mock trial loss by winning the real deals in court.
Mock trial loss? What loss?
Wait, did they reprise the trial and you won? Level-headed lawyer course genius, a hot-blood prosecutor course student, will go head-to-head in a mock trial battle for the She-Devil's Black Heart. So, does this mean it's really gonna happen?
Juniper! There's something I've been wanting to say to you. Oh, boy.
Huh? Oh! Is he gonna do what I think he is?
Juniper! Can we still be friends? You know, best friends like we've always been?
Huh? Best friends? Hugh, weren't you gonna go profess your love for Juniper if you won a mock trial?
No, I was gonna confess... well, that I'm not a genius, and that I'm really 25 years old. But you already dragged it out of me during the trial.
Whoops! Listen, Hugh. You too, Robin. Miriam.
Oh yeah, I forgot about Scuttlebutt there.
Me too?
Miriam's got this tactical espionage action stuff down to the science. Ooh, that's another Metal Gear reference.
I've been thinking. It's up to us to put an end to the Dark Age of law if we can. Let's all work together to usher in a new age where winning only results from the truth. And the end never justifies the means. Count me in!
I wouldn't have it any other way. Best friends forever, huh? No matter what anyone says, nothing beats true friendship.
You bet! And what about your BFF Apollo?
Aren't you a bit old to be using that word? But yeah, he's the best friend a guy could have. Which reminds me, we're supposed to meet up and gossip about the new girl in the office.
Hey, no talking about me behind my back. So what kind of guy is he anyway?
Well, if I had to describe him in one word...
And so, after some slight arm twisting, Apollo promised to bring me to meet his friend. Unfortunately, that promise was never meant to be fulfilled. For not long after, their friendship was mercilessly severed by fate. And then the bonds between us began to fray and unravel as well.
Sorry, but I'll be taking a leave of absence.
Even now, those words continue to ring in my ears. The discord in our ever-cheerful Apollo's voice made him sound so cold and distant. Why, Apollo? Why? Why would you leave us all behind?
And okay then, a new episode has been added, and that would be the Cosmic Turnabout. Awesome. So, that has been episode 3, or case 3, Turnabout Academy. What? That was a really good case. But, I really like how it all panned out and, like, there's all those twists and turns. I mean, oh my god. But once again, like, the whole thing about, I had a feeling it was from Professor Means at the very beginning, just because how creepy he was. But then, tried throwing us off the loop, and then, oh, wait a minute, it really was him, blah, blah, blah. So, I mean, I like the way it was presented. But, yeah. But I guess that's that. Now I'm wondering what the hell they're talking about, like, his best friend, and, you know, being severed, and it's like, uh-oh. I can only assume the worst that has happened in that case, but I guess we'll find out what's going to be happening in the next episode, guys. I know this is a very long episode, so I hope you guys enjoyed it. I know it's been a long time since you guys actually had a new episode of this, so enjoy it as you can. I'm gonna promise to try recording when I can, so I can try getting back on the uploading schedule for you guys. But we'll see what I can possibly do. So, as usual, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys next time for Let's Play Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Dual Destinies. I'll see you guys later.